During my job shadow interview with Kathleen Bentley, she said, "I'm proud that I have been able to maintain a human-centered approach. I can draw a straight line from what I do every day to a human being." During my presentation today, I'm going to talk about the benefits of job shadowing. I'm going to discuss some details from my interview with Kathleen Bentley about her credentials and her leadership qualities. We'll talk about a typical day for Bentley as Executive Director of Perry County Literacy Council and some positive takeaways that I got from the interview. Finally, I'm going to wrap up with why I am so passionate about working for PCLC. Some of the benefits of job shadowing are that employment candidates can use that time to determine if their skills match their chosen career field. Students can develop contacts in their career field and use those contacts for resources and reference in their future internships and in their when interviewing for a new job. However, job shadows are not limited to new employment candidates. Current employees can job shadow in other departments at their own workplaces. Even if an employee stays in their original position, job shadowing provides exposure to other roles, which strengthens the team as a whole. Millian said, "For the shadow, it provides valuable exposure. It gives a participant a realistic view of different roles, which can lead to improved communication and fewer silos." And that just means that when people are communicating better, they won't tend to form cliquey relationships where they talk behind people's back and they don't end up doing what's best for the company. During my interview with Kathleen Bentley, I learned that she has a bachelor's in special education, which she received from Hastings College back in 1972. At that time, it was a very new field, and she was very ready to approach that work. She was immediately hired by Loysville Youth Development Center, and she worked there for the next 35 years. In 1982, she was named Teacher of the Year both nationally and internationally for her innovative work in her diagnostic unit. During that time, she also received her master's in special education from Shippensburg University. YDC prepared her for her second career, and this one in adult literacy, where she innovated a systematic approach to help adults become self-sufficient. It combines social work with sufficient funds to provide support services. Some of the innovations that PCLC has: first, we have at least 15 different funding streams that provide social work and support services. PCLC offers a staggering number of benefits to its clients, some of which are door-to-door transportation to and from the agency, vouchers for food, gas, and clothing, funds to cover expenses for individuals that were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and many, many more discretionary funds that the executive director can use to help people in just a variety of different ways. It's important to note, though, that the vast majority of clients do not attempt to exploit PCLC's resources. These are people that truly want to live independently and free from government subsidies. Here's an example of how PCLC really changes lives. Tiffany and Nicole came to us broke, homeless, and suffering from addiction. They were able to start over with help from PCLC, and we provided them with customer service training, Technomedia digital literacy, identity documents. They had lost every identity document they had. We gave them clothing, food, and gas vouchers to get started, and many more resources. Now both have been hired and promoted at Wise Markets. They both pay their own rent, and they're currently saving for their own car. A typical day for Kathy Bentley starts at 4 a.m. when most of us are still in bed. Then she works on budget updates, grant writing, emails, and planning. She starts at 9 a.m., comes into the office, visits with each staff member and partner to find out what's really going on in their neck of the woods and if they need help with anything. She's often called upon during the day to work directly with students and clients who require extra support, and because people come first at PCLC. Bentley's also involved in several strategic planning groups in the region, and they address physical and mental health care, abuse, transportation, workforce planning, and many more things. These relationships require a lot of time and energy from Kathy each day. But PCLC directly benefits with the opportunity to build new partnerships and identify more funding possibilities and resources for our clients. Kathy says, I've made it my business to connect with lots of organizations that work in the fields that our clients need, which is why we're so successful. Bentley's leadership style has evolved naturally over 13 years at PCLC as our clients' needs changed. But what hasn't changed is, as I said, people always come first. She says that nothing is more important than people, and that's how we operate every day. And what if PCLC can't help someone? Well, that's when we use what Kathy calls a warm handoff approach, and we transfer our clients to partners who can help. Bentley's credibility holds partnering agencies to very high standards of care because they know that she'll monitor our clients' progress. Bentley says a great leader must be truthful, committed to human-centered service every time, willing to admit that some things are not their core strengths, and they must place a lot of value in collaboration. And when we're dealing with difficult clients, which we frequently do, we are sure to continue to offer the best customer service possible, always remembering that improving their lives means improving the lives of their children and their families. When problems do arise, Kathy says, speak your mind, but choose your words carefully. If something has you riled up, you have to calm down, be quiet, and give it some serious thought, and then address the problem. Funding is a primary challenge for nonprofit executive directors. So securing those necessary resources, and she says funding is nearly a constant search for an ED of a nonprofit. The board of directors lineup changes constantly as members complete their terms, but the ED must provide accurate information and help the board to understand our clients' needs. She says the board has to remain human-centered. We can't lose the fact that we serve people with a lot of problems. Why am I so happy working for PCLC? Well, I have a passion for public service, and I find my greatest satisfaction when I see our students and clients meet their goals. My 12 years experience at PCLC and my great education from Central Penn have made me feel more prepared than ever for a new role. This interview with Kathy helped me to understand that a connection between human beings drives people to make commitments to the organization, and that goes for students, staff, and donors. And I am ready to face the challenge of creating those connections. So in conclusion, I wanted to discuss the fact that we talked about the benefits of job shadowing. We talked about Kathy's credentials and her superior leadership qualities. We talked also about a typical day for Bentley and her human-centered approach, and that diverse funding sources are necessary, and those support services mean the difference for our clients. Also, finally, I'm ready to take on the challenge of new nonprofit leadership. I wanted to leave you with a thought from Kathy. Always remember that if you are genuine in your work, you will find the words to persuade someone to change their thinking. Thank you so much.